Hello guys, welcome to weekly outlook here on the DXY, the pound USD, gold. And today, quickly here on the DXY, let's start from the daily time frame. On the daily time frame, we could see that this past week right now we've seen price actually consolidate within the regions of 103 and the regions of 103.85, more like to just say 102.85 to 103.85 basically. And although we broke out of this consolidation here of 102.50, 102.60, and it showed us that we might be heading for a positive higher highs and higher lows, which is the bullish movement here on the DXY. My anticipation was for price to come all the way to 104 or even higher. And in that case, if we slide onto the 4 hours time frame, I anticipated last week for a retest of this region, but it looks like we just wicked in, and then we might be set to continue to the upside. So for this coming week, what I'll be anticipating is a proper for price to actually just create or break through this region here. Okay, you see this particular region here where it looks like we're creating a resistance. I would like price to break above it. So once price breaks above it, let's call it 103.75, then I might be able to be sure that we're continuing the up movement with price to possibly break here and retest, and then we can head on to 104.25 regions. Okay, which definitely in the long run, if there's enough volatility, then we could anticipate price breaking above 104, let's call it 104.30, and then head on to the upside. Okay, other than that, we might still see more like if price is still going to play around, we might see price want to come back to this region one more time for a proper retest or creating like a double bottom, and then we can head back to this region, break, retest, and then continue to the upside. Okay, that's the scenario too. And the only thing else that might want to lead us to sales is if price breaks back into these regions, which I doubt. So this is just my two bias here that I'll be looking out for here on the DXY. And the next here is the pound USD. Similar to the DXY, if price is going to continue to the upside, then we might anticipate price to start selling. In the meantime, it looks like pound USD is really consolidating within this region, making it hard to really get some kind of ability to enter into trades. Initially last week, I was really looking out for sell opportunities. Then I looked like I caught a break and retest to the upside on the smaller time frame, and I tried going to buy, and it took me out around this region. Okay, so for now, what I'll be looking out for here on the pound USD is basically for weeks now, what I'm anticipating is if price breaks below 126, then we sell. This was a fake out previously. I fell prey to it as well. Now I want a good break of 126 region, so we can sell to 125 and possibly below that. Okay, or we let it just be clear that they want to break to the upside, which means we want to sell, which is unlikely because I think price might want to still reject more around this region and sell. So we might see price just come back to this top side, break, retest. This is unlikely, but yes, it's possible. Now, so let's just call that price is actually just consolidating within this region. At this point, I would like to take this off now. So at this point, we might just see that price might want to hold off as a resistance around this region here. What's it called here? So this might just be a resistance. Okay, so price will play around here. If we have a strong rejection, we might see sell opportunities from here, but I'm very confident or just be looking for sales properly once I see price break below this regions of 126. Okay, a break of price around this region, I will be confident to start selling. Okay, that's the plan, because if we go over to the daily time frame here, if you take a look, we could see how price has rejected this past couple of days, showing you that price can't go up to the upside. And now with the price closing this way bearish, and with a bearish pin, more like a bearish pin bar kind of here last week, we might be looking out for price to continue to the downside. Now for better entries or for opportunities to go into trades, I might be looking out for price to just come break these regions here before I start looking out for that sell opportunities. But officially, I might be looking out for price to break 126 first, but in order not to see it and see opportunities for it back, it depends on the structure we see. So if price comes to break this region, then I might just call this like a little okay, if you watch an upward trend line. Okay, hence if price can come over to break these regions here now, that might be a good setup. So let's draw it well, and this to the upside. So we can see touch 1 here, touch 2, touch 3. So I'm looking out for possible break into this region. Then we might get something like a break. We might just get something like a break here and a retest, and then we can continue to the downside here. Okay, all right. So that being said, that could be it. Otherwise, if price comes back to break on top this top regions here, then we might just want to consider possibility that the pound USD wants to continue to the upside. So with that, this is our setup for the pound USD. A possible break below here, we can look for entries, sell to this region. A break of price, we can now feel comfortable to sell, and then the first will be a stop at 125, which is a very good psychological level. So this is that, and if you look carefully, then we might see there's a pattern forming here which we might want to bank on. So let's see how price plays out next week, and we might have some good setups to make some money next week. And lastly, let's head on to the gold. Gold is also showing signs to continue to the downside. If we take a look at the daily time frame here, we've seen more like a lower low. We came back here for a reject. We see wicks on the dailies. We see rejections here. We see this particular here bearish candle, and then it looks like price wanted to retest. Then we might continue. So I'm looking out for price to come all the way to 1980 in the coming weeks. That doesn't mean that price won't surprise us. So as it stands right now, so this is my analysis. If we head straight to the 1 hour time frame, we could see a very good rejection area here, which is what I'm looking out for. It's already retested already. Okay, okay, so let me pull this to the upside a little bit. Yes, perfect. Okay, and then we had this downward trend line which we are looking into as well, and I might want to take this line off. Go back to the 4 hours time frame. Let me take that line off and let's refresh. So I'm looking out for something more like possible break of this region here. Break of these regions here. So if we get a pullback to this region one more time, then we might sell. Otherwise, I'll be looking out for opportunities when price will just come to break this region, create a new low, retest that region, then we'll come all the way to 1980. Okay, the only reason I'll be looking for buys is if price comes all the way to break to 2040. If price breaks 2040, then I will be looking for buys here on gold, and price to retest 2060, and possibly maybe a high, or just create another resistance around that region. So I'm looking out for opportunities to sell here now. So on the 1 hour time frame, it is best if price pulls back again here to this region. Perfect. A sell, stop loss above this region. We'll continue hoping that price will come to break 2012 or 2010 and create a new low. But as it stands here, we created a good support region here around 2012 and a resistance at 2024. So a break of price, hopefully below the price 2012, then we might look for opportunities to go in for sales and head straight all the way to 1980. That's a very good risk to reward, or that's a really good advantage or peep size to bank on gold for. All right, so that's that for gold. So we've seen good setups here, and basically that is that. As we look out for the new week, hopefully we'll back a lot of pips, and I'll see you guys during the weekend for the weekly recap, and make sure you back some pips. Ciao.